Welcome to another CLNS Red Sox Roundtable. I'm Alex Barth, joined by Nick Quaglia and TJ Horgan. We're going to talk a little bigger picture today, not just the Red Sox, but the MLB as a whole. It's no secret that baseball is struggling. The ratings are down. The in-park attendance is down. There is no superstar of the sport. Nobody seems to care. Well, the Supreme Court ruled today that they're going to let states choose if they want to legalize sports gambling. It's something that's expected to happen quickly in states like New Jersey, in Pennsylvania, and Connecticut. And we'll see if Massachusetts and these other states come along, but it's coming. And obviously, it's going to be a big draw for these leagues. Leagues like the NFL, not as interested because they don't need it. But is this what it's going to take to save baseball? We've talked about pitch clocks. We've talked about time of game. We've talked about steroids, all of it, and nothing's worked. Baseball is still a dying sport. My question to you guys, and Nick, I want to start with you. Is sports gaming the ability to go to the ballpark and place your wager before you walk to your seat or, from home, bet on the game, follow the line? Is this what baseball needs to become relevant again?
To be honest with you, I wish the answer was yes, but I don't think so. Mostly because the people who are going to gamble now that this is legal, it'll increase in popularity now that there were people before who were paranoid about it because it was technically not okay to do. But it's going to be the same people doing it. Like, I'm a guy who's been gambling for a while. I was saying to you guys off air, I'm very excited to not have either China or Latvia taking money out of my bank account anymore because it always looks sketchy. They've always got something else lined up. But regardless, no, I don't think that's going to actually help the MLB. And a big reason to that, a big part to that, is because it's the MLB. They don't like to do anything fun. They don't like to do anything that young people actually enjoy to do. So they're going to push back on this.
So you think they won't do it because they won't even it won't help them because they won't even give it a chance?
No, they won't. They will absolutely try to push back on it. And I mean, I heard somebody else bring this up today. I forget who it was, but it's going to be awesome when you inevitably have these apps and they're sending you push notifications and you're sitting in your seat. Let's say Bryce Harper comes up here in Washington. A notification pops up. Is Bryce Harper going to hit a home run right now? All of your account information's in there. Boom, you hit yes. You got money in your pocket if he hits a home run, or you lose $100, which is probably the scenario that's going to happen to you. So that might bring people in, the fact that it could be so instant. But if they don't do it right, it's not going to. If anybody can screw this up, it's going to be the MLB. If they don't do it right, it's not going to help them at all.
TJ, what do you think?
China or Latvia taking money out of your account, Nick? It just sounds like you're a bad gambler.
Well, that's the fees. Those are the fees.
Well, anyway, my girlfriend doesn't watch a ton of baseball. She certainly wouldn't sit down with me and watch a 4.5-hour game. She put $20 on it. I guarantee you she wouldn't move from her seat. This is going to help baseball.
So you're just deflecting your debauchery onto your loved ones is what you're doing.
Yes, absolutely.
You could put it that way. Yeah, maybe. But I think this will definitely help baseball. Baseball is the most unpredictable sport to gamble on. People lose. I mean, the public loses most of the time. That's why gambling's a thing. But especially in baseball, when it's such an erratic sport, and there are so many games too, I think this will help baseball more than any other sport, actually.
See, I don't think it helps. Part of what Nick said, I think
they're not going to do it right.
Well, I think the people who are doing it are already going to do it. Yeah, they'll probably figure out a way to screw it up, but baseball's we know about who is it? Donahue with the NBA having issues. We know the NHL's had a couple issues with it, but I mean, you want to talk about gambling in sports. Baseball's always been at the center of it, and it's never worked out well for the MLB. People still resent the MLB for not having Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. They still resent the MLB for not having shoeless Joe Jackson in the Hall of Fame, and just kind of the overall way they carried themselves through the 1919 Black Sox scandal. Now, that was 99 years ago.
Remember like it was yesterday.
Right. It's still something that's going to factor into the public's opinion. If the MLB is going to embrace this, don't they have to put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame? Don't they have to forgive the 1919 Chicago White Sox? I just don't know. And Nick, you brought up a great line. They're so set in their ways. I don't know if they will do the step. I don't know if they'll take the steps they need to take to do this right. Because, look, if Pete Rose isn't in the Hall of Fame, and I know it was illegal back then and fine, and that's all well and good, but come on. Seriously. Come on. That's the only argument. That's the only argument Come on.
You're not giving MLB enough credit. You're not giving MLB enough credit. I mean, are they? I could be wrong. Don't quote me on this, but are they the only sport of the Big Four without any weed laws?
I don't know actually.
I don't think you can get suspended in baseball for weed.
Yeah, but
it's a different issue.
It's totally different
issue.
No, but you're putting it under this umbrella of fun, and for most people,
no. I'm saying the MLB has a checkered history specifically with gambling
and not being fun.
It's a Nick saying and not being fun.
Nobody's banned from the MLB Hall of Fame because they took a hit of a joint.
Exactly. That's my point.
But I'm not saying it's about all things, all vices, just gambling. They have a bad history with gambling. Gambling and I guess drinking, if you want to go back to Babe Ruth. But they suspended people for drinking. Now there'd be no MLB left. But let me ask you guys then. If the MLB is going to legalize gambling, should a prerequisite be that Pete Rose needs to be put in the Hall of Fame?
When you say...
sorry, I was going to say, I don't know if you can actually put that in there, but they should.
Not like on paper, but if they're going to get, isn't it a little hypocritical for them to legalize gambling? And not that they're going to let the players gamble, but isn't it a little hypocritical to legalize gambling and then not have Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame?
I do not care about. I want Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame now. I think it's ridiculous that he's not in the Hall of Fame, but that's a story for a different day. But yeah, probably if you legalize sports gambling now, you should probably have him in there. The guy's one of the most storied names in baseball history. The fact that he's not in there now is a joke. But yeah, absolutely. If you're going to let people sit in the stands and gamble on the game as it's going on, which is going to be electric if they actually can figure this thing out and do it right, then yeah, Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame as the minute that it becomes legalized. You shouldn't even have to wait for a vote. Just put him in.
TJ. Alex, I think your premise is a little off. You talk about the MLB legalizing gambling. Unless you're talking about MLB stadiums becoming like horse tracks where you can walk up to a kiosk and place your bet, the MLB doesn't have to legalize anything.
They do have to sanction it. The league does have to sanction it.
If a state legalizes sports gambling and there's an app for it, you can go on the app and you can bet on the game regardless of what the MLB wants.
Right, but it's the in-stadium. I'm talking about the in-stadium aspect. It's the in-stadium aspect that's going to be that big draw. Having sports books in stadiums. That's kind of the big takeaway I think that a lot of people are having is you go to the ballpark, on your way up to your seat, there's a stand, there's a line for the hot dog, you get your hot dog. You get in line for beer, you get the beer. You get in line to place your bet, you place your bet. And it's just going to be in the concourse with everything else. That's the big money and the big attention draw.
That's interesting. I guess I would disagree with that because I think we're in such an advanced time technologically that, if sports gambling is legalized, dad's going to put $15 on the game before he takes the whole family out, and then you're there for the whole game and everyone's that much more into it. You have a little skin in the game.
Well, if the league still needs to sanction it too, to be done elsewhere. The league needs to, you need rights to use names and logos, etc. So the league will have some say in it. It'll still get done, but if it's going to be done right, the league needs to be a part of it. And that's the thing I'm wondering is will the MLB do their part? And will they do their part correctly?
That's a huge part of it. It's the reason I don't have faith in these guys is they have the best baseball player in the world. This is just one example. They have the best baseball player in the world playing in Los Angeles with the Angels. And the fact that guy isn't
Kershaw?
No. Michael
Angels Trout. Sorry, Angels
Michael Trout.
That's why I was confused. Sorry, keep going.
The fact that you don't see that guy's face everywhere, and the fact that
people Simmons.
If you talk to somebody who doesn't watch too much baseball, they will not know who Mike Trout is. If you talk to a guy who doesn't know too much about basketball, I think there's a good chance they know who Kyrie Irving is. They just don't know how to interact with, this might sound a little harsh, but with society. With society. If
sports society.
With sports society. If this becomes legal, this is such a cash cow, and they're going to have to figure out how to do it right. Because they're already butchering the whole Mike Trout marketing thing.
It's not just, the Red Sox are playing the Oakland A's and all right, over, under 6.5, I'll take the over. You think you should be able to bet on individual player performances. That's where the real interest is.
Yes.
Which you can right now.
You can, but be able to do it officially.
Yeah. Right. We're talking legally right now, TJ.
These 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 are, I mean, we're picking hairs right now. Gambling is gambling, whether you're betting that Shohei Ohtani hits a home run and has a strikeout in a game, or whether you're betting that the Angels win by 17. Gambling's gambling.
Yeah, but Alex is right. I'm thinking it's going to have to be sanctioned because there's all these logos, all these players. You're going to need these new legal ways to gamble. You're going to need the MLB to say, okay, you can gamble with our baseball team.
Remember, if it's going to be legal, it has to be done legally.
Guys, here's an interesting premise. FanDuel and DraftKings have talked about adding sports wagering. They already have the MLB's permission to use that kind of stuff. Do they need it again?
I'm sure there's something in the contract that they can, and I'd have to go over it. And if you're watching and you know the answer, feel free to put it in the comments below. But I'm sure there's something in the contract that specifically states they can only use the player likenesses and team names for these for specific reasons A, B, and C. I'm sure there's something in the contract. They've known this is coming for a while. I'm sure there's something in the contract that set up additional money coming to the MLB if this ever were to be the case.
All right, guys, place your bets. If it's in the contract, minus 125, not in the contract, plus 150.
All right. On that note, I'll let you two get back to all your debauchery and gambling and all of that. This has been a Red Sox CLNS Roundtable. What do you guys think about gambling in baseball? Is it enough to save the sport? What's the best way to do it? How involved does the MLB need to be? Put it all in the comments below, and we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll chat with you. So make sure you do that. Follow us on Twitter as well, at Red Sox CLNS. And check us out online at clnsmedia.com. For Nick Quaglia and TJ Horgan, I'm Alex Barth. Thanks for watching.